Our company is trying to call. We don't have enough fuel to go anywhere else, and our guys are trying to get in touch with the tower manager right now to coordinate our landing, or I'm going to have to declare an emergency.
3 people are in the hospital with injuries from a single-engine plane crash. The aircraft hit a car parked along a Burbank, California street.
He hit a couple of power lines and hit the last one, and that's what brought him down.
The driver of the car parked on the street saw the plane bouncing through power lines and managed to get away seconds before the small aircraft hit the car in front of hers. Rob Meyer was working on a construction site nearby. He says he made it over as the passengers were making their way out of the wreckage.
And there was fuel coming out of it. They got the guy out. There was 2 people that ended up coming out of the airplane. One was severed in the arm really bad. They took a belt and wrapped it around his arm and wrapped his arm up the best they could, but a lot of blood loss.
None of the 3 people aboard the plane has been identified. They're all being treated for moderate injuries. Federal aviation officials say the airplane was trying to land at Bob Hope Airport when the pilot overshot the runway. He was originally supposed to land at another LA airport, but was diverted to Burbank because of a fuel problem. The accident caused commotion among residents and some of the area's famous workers. Tonight Show host Jay Leno could be seen trying to get around all the emergency vehicles after the collision. Sophia Manos, The Associated Press.
Okay, thanks everyone for joining. I'm going to just put you through to Dina. Dina is going to tell us about her story, and it's quite an inspiring story that she has. So welcome, and Dina, it's all yours.
Thank you all for joining us and for your time, and for coming and for listening about my story. And my story, it started like 13 or 14 years ago. My dream was traveling around the world, and that's why I decided to be an air hostess. At this time, I wasn't qualified to be an air hostess. I just only speak Arabic, and I was in public school, so my English is not fluent to be an air hostess. I don't have any other language to be unique, so they can accept me as a flight attendant. At this time, my sister advised me to study other foreign language, and I studied. My sister helped. I studied Japanese language, and after that, I applied for Egypt Air as a flight attendant, and I did become an air hostess. My family supported me actually all the time. We are 4 sisters: Iman, Rehab, Fatin, and my brother Muhammad. And at this time, I became an air hostess for Egypt Air for 2 years, and just a few months, I started thinking about the cockpit and about how the pilots know the direction, how we reach this altitude, how they know how high we are, and start being curious to go into the cockpit and just keep looking for the switches, the screens, and my mind was in the cockpit, but my body was in the cabin. I was trying to ask the captains, especially the female pilots in Egypt. They were very helpful. I asked a lot of them, Captain Naveen, Captain Rania, Captain Dalal, and I asked them is it easy to study aviation? Is it easy to be a pilot? One of them, Captain Naveen, she said, yes, it's easy. It's not easy, but if you want it, it will be easy. And she advised me to start to read about the aviation. I went to a bookshop and got some books and start to read about the aviation, how the aircraft is flying, the aerodynamics, the communication, and I was eager to know more and more and more. So at this time, I told my sister I want to be a pilot, like like the female pilots in Egypt, in Egypt Air, and Rehab. She told me, "Are you serious?" I told her, "Yes, I want to do this," and she said, "I will support you. Whatever you want, I will support you." And my family, Rehab and her wedding, and my father, my mother, all of them actually stood by me and helped me at least until now. They supported me in the Corona situation and all of this. They supported me. And Rehab just told me at this time just to check the registration process in Egyptian Academy or in, this is Rehab, in Egyptian Academy or outside Egypt, so which one is better. And when I checked in Egypt here, I found them a lot of routine procedure, and it's gonna take a lot of time, maybe 2 years or more. And this time I want to invest my time. I want to save time to study. So I checked the school in the USA, and I found it's gonna take from 6 months to 1 year. And Rehab advised me, if you want to do it, just quit now. Leave the job, and I will support you. I will do whatever I can do. So at this time, I quit my job as an air hostess, and almost I finished studying for the first license before going to the States. But you know, I faced a lot of problems before I go, because like many Egyptian families, the traditions, beliefs, and flexible when you talk about women want to travel alone and to go to a big country like US, and you will do something different. So they are not familiar with this. They will not support you, at least at the beginning. Just only my sisters and my brother, they supported me, and they did a lot for me. And yes, Rehab. Rehab, actually, she did a lot of things. She did everything. She to raise me up, me and my brother, and to make us feel happy, and to achieve our goals. And I think now she did it. And again, when I went to the States, she supported me emotionally and financially in every possible way. She really supported me until my family realized it's a reality. So they have to support me. They don't have an option to not support me. And I traveled to California, starting my training at the school. This time I met two of our friends, and they helped me a lot, George and Joseph, at this time because I was alone in the States and in a huge country, so they helped me a lot to at least find accommodation and to rent a car and to go to school for the first week, and all of this stuff. And after I arrived the States, I started classes. I went through security check called TSA. Usually you get the TSA after 10 days or something, like 2 weeks. the security check. And after I got the TSA, I went to the school. So I'm happy. I want to fly. I want to meet the instructor. I want to go to the airplane. And Onel told me at this time that your instructor is not here today. He went to another flight, so you will start to fly tomorrow. But anyway, there is a pilot here. He's planning to fly for a cross country. So you can go with him and have a look and get an idea about the communication and the aircraft and all these things. And I was excited. I said, of course, I will go. And I went to the pilot. He already had his private and an instrument license. And he landed on another airport to pick up one of his friends. He will share his a cross-country flight with him. And we reached the destination. And after we reached the destination, we went to the toilet and get some food from the shop, and he fueled the airplane. But at this time, he didn't calculate his weight and balance correctly. And small Cessna, he didn't calculate that there is another person with him, and he didn't check the weather. He didn't know that he have a strong wind in small plane like Cessna. It has a huge effect. And while we were flying 11,000 feet, we were flying over international airport. It's called Burbank. At this time, we heard a strange noise, like when the propeller starts to stop, like this. I can hear the voice until now. So he checked the fuel. He noticed that there is no more fuel, and he asked the tower the Burbank airport to land. And the lady, she said, "Are you sure you want to land?" And he said, "Yes, we have no fuel, so we want to land." And she said, "Are you declaring emergency?" He said, "No."
Dina, can I ask you, was it a fuel leak, or basically they didn't do the right calculations or the weight?
No, he didn't do the right calculation. It wasn't
okay.
Yeah.
So basically it was a wrong calculation for the weight and mass that caused the
and
insufficient fuel.
And there's one thing, he didn't check after the fuel man bought the fuel on the aircraft.
Okay.
He checked with this stick, do you remember this?
Yes, the stick.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry to interrupt, but the other question is, how long were you airborne when you got the engine failure due to insufficient fuel?
The flight was like 2 hours, and after 1 hour and 40 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Because we have 20 minutes to reach the destination.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you.
No, that's okay. And at this time, he asked the lady to land at the international airport, which is prohibited for the small airplanes to land in airports like this, unless it's an emergency. And she said, "Are you declaring emergency?" He said, "No." And she said, I think she saw the aircraft is falling down because it was severe descending, And she said, it's okay, clear to land. And he landed the aircraft, but no, he didn't land. He was trying to make a stabilized approach or something. At this time, I didn't understand anything. I just understand that we have emergency and there's something wrong. And while he was in the final, he didn't want to continue, and he decided to go around. And to go around without engine, without fuel, without anything, it's not a right decision. It's not I don't know. I think he was in a panic,
He went around without fuel?
Without fuel, without engine, yeah.
And it was a student flight or two instructors?
No, he wasn't an instructor. He was a two-student pilot. But he already had his private and an instrument license,
Okay.
So I think he was in a panic, because if you take just continue land and get out of the runway, you don't have to land on the threshold at this time, you know. But at this time, I didn't understand what he's doing. It was the first time for me to fly in Cessna. So while he was going up to make a pattern to try to land again, we couldn't make it, and he tried to land on the street. So it was a Friday at 6 or 5 p.m. Everybody in the street, it's a weekend, and the people, they are coming back from their work and all of this, and suddenly they found an aircraft trying to land on the street. They left their cars in the street, and he tried to avoid to crash on the cars, on the cars on the street, the main street. That's why he turned it, and we hung it on the electricity power. And actually, if we didn't hang on this electricity lines, I think all of us were dead, because the electricity wires that saved our life from saved the aircraft from crashing into the floor. And we stowed it over the parked aircraft. And at this time, I saw the spark is coming out from the electricity power. I remember everything like it was yesterday. Yeah. And after that, I did actually at this time, I recognized that we are going to crash. I did the brace position that we are doing, and I learned this while I was a flight attendant. I put my face on my leg, between my leg and my arms. And actually, if I didn't do this, I think all the scars on my arms, on my head, it would be on my face. And when we stowed over the car, we jumped from this height. We jumped before the ambulance and the police are coming. We jumped like 3 or 4 meters. And after I jumped, you know, it's just the first reaction for your body. I didn't feel pain for just a few minutes. And after that, I couldn't stand up or sit, or because of the pain of my back, because my muscles on the which protect the spine, it cramped. So when it cramped, it didn't come back again to the normal position. At this time, it was a severe pain, and it takes like 3 months for physiotherapy to be able to start to move and walk and to practice my normal life. This is for my back pain. About the stitches, it takes like 3 weeks or 2 weeks to be able to use my arms and my head and everything. And actually, during the 3 months, or at least the first month, I was sleeping on like the 5 cushions, because I couldn't move by myself. I have to get assistance, and there is no one with me. So it was a hard time actually, but I'm fine. I'm with you now. About my family, at the beginning, I was scared to tell them, because if I told them about this, they will ask me to go back to Egypt. So just what, I come back, no aviation, no flying. And I started to tell my sisters one by one. The first one was pregnant. I sent her the photo of the accident, and I told her this accident was in the school, and the one with the black shirt and trouser, the gray trouser. And she said, "Oh my God."
Dina, just hold on. I'm going to play because you're talking.
Video, yeah.
I haven't yet seen the video, so let me just show them the video. Okay.
Yes, go ahead.
I've been trying to call. We don't have enough fuel to go anywhere else, and our guys are trying to get in touch with the tower manager right now to coordinate our landing, or I'm going to have to declare an emergency and come in.
People are in the hospital with injuries from a single-engine plane crash. The aircraft hit a car parked along a Burbank, California street.
Yeah. And yeah, this is the aircraft. was a live action movie. Yes.
So here's the part that you're explaining.
I sent to my sister, and she said, "Oh my God, what did you?" And she said, like, and then she stopped and she said, "Oh my God, no way! I know this body, this hips, this is you." And she started screaming, "No, this is you." I told her, "It's okay, this is me, but I'm fine now. I'm okay. I'm talking to you, so don't worry." And she called me. She was in Qatar at this time, and I told her, but just try to manage with me how to tell Rahab, because Rahab, she already has a problem in her heart. So and she said, "You have to tell her, you have to come back." And I told her, no, it's okay, I'm fine. I already started flying again. I kept saying a lot of things not real, because I want them to calm down. And when I told Rahab, my sister, actually, she had a clot. She went to a hospital, and she stayed for like 10 days, because they wanted her heart pulse and everything. It was messy. So yeah, she suffered a lot with me, and after she recovered from this, she said it's okay. The most important thing now that your health, and to be to do what you went for. If you want to come back, just let me know, and I will book tickets for you. If you want to continue and stay, I will keep supporting you. I will keep do everything for you to do what you went for. And I told her, no, I want to stay. And she said, it's okay, we'll do it together, don't worry. And I told her the physiotherapy will stay for 2 or 3 months. They told me that's in the hospital. And I will do all the written exams in this period. And actually I did it. And I finished the 3 written exams at this time. So after the physiotherapy, so now I have only the time to fly. And just a minute. Yes, this is the scars. Yeah, the scars and the stitches. Yeah, and yeah, this photo, I was dancing on the street, because I couldn't believe that I finished my CBL and the frozen ATB. So I was like crazy. If any police officer catch me like this in the US, they will arrest me again. Because actually they did it in the beginning. And when I went to the police station to get my passport and my stuff that I left in the aircraft, they arrested me for 1 day, and they said, we will not let you go until we get a clearance from all other departments that you are clear. And by the way, the school I went, the first school that I went with, I had an accident in the school. They took from me $10,000 fees for studying aviation. And after I got the accident, after I had the accident, they asked me to not get my medical insurance from the insurance company. I said, why? Because they will pay a lot of money for the insurance company if I get the medical insurance from them. And I said, no, I don't know how much it's gonna cost. And they told me, we will give you $10,000. I said, I don't know how much it's gonna cost. I will stay for 3 months doing physiotherapy. And after I finished, it cost the insurance company like $25,000. So after that, they told me, we will not give you money back. And we went to small claims, and I told the judge, they took my money, and I had an accident with them. I was a passenger. It wasn't my fault, so I want my money back. And he said, no, the contract is saying you don't have right to get your money back. And he said no, they will take they take money, you will not get your money back. So my sister
The school didn't want to give you any flying lessons in lieu of that money either.
But there is a conflict of interest between us. So you saw us, you went to the court, and you went to the medical, you went to the insurance company. They will take a lot of money from us. So no, we will not give you anything, any lessons, any hours, any money, nothing. And even the judge, the school, they don't want to give me my money. But about the judge, I told her, she was a lady. I told her there's a case. I'm doing now my physiotherapy. I just want my money back. I don't want anything else. And she said, no, the contract is saying you cannot get your money back. So, but anyway, this time Rahab, she told me, it's okay, forget about the $10,000. She pulled herself together again and sent me a money. But until I get the private license, no one knows, except my sisters, that I had an accident. My sisters and their husband, actually. She sent me the money again, and she kept supporting me, actually. At this time, we hadn't Facebook, or it was Facebook, but no WhatsApp, no, just keep emailing us. And even it was hard or difficult to keep contact with her, but even with this, she kept supporting me a lot. And there's something else, I knew it. She was so scared if anything happened to me again, it would be her fault, but she wants me at the same time to do what I want, So after I went to other school, I did it. I got my private license, and after I get my private license, she started to tell my families and my relatives that I had an accident, and she kept supporting me until I finished and go back to Egypt. I went back to Egypt, and after I came back, I studied Airbus 320, and I had work I had a job in a big company, and but just stayed for 2 or 3 months, and then the revolutions in the Arab countries, so I stayed at home for 5 or 6 years, or working other freelance work, because if you apply for any job, they said, what is your qualifications? I said, I'm a commercial pilot. So what are you going to do with you? You are a pilot, so we don't need you. And after that, I met Alia, the giver. I call her the giver. So, and actually someone is calling her Mother Teresa. She is, yeah. She was in Egypt in overnight flight in Cairo.
I am for sure not Mother Teresa. I might be anything but not Mother Teresa.
I think Erin or someone called you this. Really?
I do.
I'm calling you the giver.
I'm sure no one will believe you, especially my family.
No, you are.
No, we believe her.
Thank you, honey. Thank you.
And she was here in Egypt for overnight flight, and I sent her a message. Dina, I want to meet you. I want to join the 99. And she said, of course, just come and meet me at the hotel. I said, oh my God. I couldn't believe that she accepted, and she invited me to go and have a coffee with her. And I met her, and she was with the captain, one of her colleagues, and they were very nice with me. And at this time, I told her about the accident. I remember her face, her reactions, everything. And she hugged me, and you know, she was like crazy. She wanted to cry. She's proud of me. She was very nice. And after that, I got that opportunity in a private company, and I didn't have enough money to renew my license. I told her, Alia, again, Alia, I don't know, what should I do? I don't have money, and I didn't know about the scholarship. And she said, it's okay, we'll do whatever we can do to renew your license and to get this job. And she said, she sent me an application, just fill this and give me any recommendation letter from trusted organization, and you can take the scholarship. And I did it, and she or they, but she actually helped me and recommended me to get the scholarship, and I got it, and I got the job. The scholarship was here.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. For Vanya Truman, yes.
With Yvonne Truman, yeah.
Yeah. And actually, it was I was the first Arab and African female pilot to get the scholarship. It was an honor for me. And after that, I went through the line training and the simulator and everything, and I got the job. I started flying, and I became an active member in the 99s. And also after that, Alia recommended me to be a vice governor for the most fantastic boss, Ivana.
Boss.
Yeah, governor for the African section. Ivana, it's not just a boss or the governor. She supported me. She sent me instead of her to the African summit in Addis Ababa. So she just wants you to be successful and great person. So thank you, Ivana. Thank you for everything.
Thank you.
Yeah. And after that, this is photo with this kid. His mother saw me when I went to the toilet, and she said, I want my kid to take a photo with the female pilot. And the air hostess take him, yeah, and get into the cockpit, and but after landing, and we took this photo, and the captain said, only with her, not with me. And his mother said, yes. But after she take a photo with her, she will take with you. But the most important is her. That was funny. And actually, I had a lot of photos with the kids when their mothers, so that the female, only the mothers, not the fathers. They saw the female pilot. The pilot is a female. They want to take a photo with the pilot. Yes. Next, please. Yes. With the heroes of my life, Alia and Rehab. They are both angels. I love them so much. They are, yes, this is the Arabian section meeting in Cairo with the Minister of Civil Aviation and the Egypt Air crew, cockpit crew, a lot of them, and Egypt Air staff actually. This was in the training center in Egypt Air, simulator and ground classes. Was it 2017? Yes.
2017, yeah.
Yeah. And this is our meeting in Tanzania and Malawi, the African section. It was the first meeting, the first anniversary for the African section, and the 90th anniversary for the 99s, the organization. And we were from around the whole world, from Germany, UK, Australia, Zambia, Uganda. Yes, This is when we were cutting the cakes, one for the first anniversary for the African section, and the other for the 90 years for the organization. And here's the Corby, the president now of the 99s. Was this is was the opening ceremony for the meeting. Yeah, this photo, I just wanted to take a photo, not selfie one. I asked the captain, please, could you take a photo for me? He said, yes, okay, because usually we take a selfie photo in the cockpit, not the, so I try to make it professional with the shoulder harness and everything. That's it, yeah.
Thank you, Dina.
Thank you, ladies, for listening to me and for joining us. Thank you so much.
Dina, can I say something?
Yeah, please.
To me, in the Arabian section, I believe over the all years we've been doing our meetings and helping others, but there's two achievements I'm proud of. First one is Dina. She's an example of challenging all the world to get what she wants, the circumstances, to move boundaries, to move oceans and mountains to get where she wants. I think it's a true example of a woman who is determined to get what she wants. And with the Arabian section scholarship, when Dina took it, I believe in the beginning we slightly had to bend some rules in the scholarship in order for Dina to be able to achieve this scholarship. But in the end of the day, what's all the scholarship is about? It's about helping others to succeed. And Dina is the only one, or not the only one, she was the first basically one to get the scholarship, and now she is on the right seat flying, and there's a lot of kids who wants to take photos with you, Dina, mothers, fathers, and an example to set. My other biggest achievement is to be able to convince Ivana to open or to create or establish, let's say, the African section, because it's booming and we do need strong women to represent female pilots around the world in Africa. So in fact, thanks goes to you, not to me or to the Arabian section or to the 99s for creating the change. So that's what I want to say. I'm proud of you girls. I'm proud of you, Dina. I'm proud of you, Ivana. Every person on this group and who couldn't join us. You girls are amazing and you set an example.
Thank you so much, Alia.
Thank you, Alia.
Thank you, love.
Thank you so much.
And we're so happy that we started off with the Arabian section under you anyway, because a lot of your encouragement pushed us to where we are today. Otherwise, we wouldn't have had an African section, and Dina wouldn't be with me either. Yeah. So thank you, back to you.
Thanks to you for giving a good example. I have to go now. Kisses to everyone, to Erin, to Elizabeth. Elizabeth, I didn't get the chance to say hello to you. Big kiss. Hello. You ladies inspire me. And to Faten, Erin, I can't hear her. Faith, hello again.
Yeah, she's crying.
And Laura. So, and Faten, I'm sure you're very proud of your sister. Yeah, we are all proud of her. We are all proud of her. And chapeau to you, salute to you and your family for raising a strong, independent woman.
We're proud of her too.
Oh, bravo, 99 shirts. That's nice.
Wait, Alia, wait.
Okay. Yes. Oh, I can see that. Okay, I can see this. I can see this. So
great.
So really congrats. Okay. You look like Rehab, Fiat.
Yeah, she looks like Rehab.
Yes. So ladies, congratulations again, and we are all proud of you. You're such a great example, and in fact, thank you for making the first step to meet me in Egypt. It was a life-changing for every one of us.
Thank you, Ali. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, ladies, I have to go. Bye-bye.
Bye,
Elizabeth.
Bye. Does anybody else want to say anything? Please go ahead.
Dina, I just want to thank you again for your talk. I heard more or less your history when we were in Malawi. It was impressive to hear it again and especially see the pictures. You have really an example for to follow, because from the very beginning you wanted to come to a dream. You could fulfill it, and despite the accident, you also continued. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth. Thank you so much for coming, for your kind words, for joining us. And you know how much I love you. You know that.
The same for me. I love you all.
You both have accidents, but different accidents, so you'll have something in common.
Yeah, exactly.
Put you together.
Yeah, but Elizabeth is the bravest. Yeah.
But
no, I just want to pop on and say the same. Sorry, my video is not strong enough, my internet here, but no, I think the events that happened and the choice that you made, Dina, to stay after what happened and not get on the first plane home, you know, is a testament to how strong the addiction to aviation is. So when you have that, but I mean, it must have been very, very difficult climbing back into that airplane for the first time, especially when you didn't even understand what happened the first time. You know, now looking back, you know, you understand what happened more, but I think that it just shows you that, you know, the combination of having that sheer determination and the support of even one person, never mind the family, is, you know, that people can do anything. And I think the Arabian, the African, you know, chapter, it's very prominent among the members, you know. So thank you for making that decision to stay and get back in the airplane instead of just throwing your hands up and saying, no, it's not for me, I'm leaving.
Thank you, Erin. Thank you so much, and thank you for you know, your words before. You're talking with me and keep encouraging me in Jordan, in Egypt, and I appreciate all this. Thank you, Erin. Thank you so much. Yeah.
One thing Dina didn't mention is after her crash, she had to go through being investigated by the police or FBI. He calls himself a detective.
No, not only police, the Homeland Security,
the Homeland,
FBI,
everybody,
civil aviation, all of them. And actually, they assigned
for 6 months, right?
Yeah, they assigned detective for me to observe me and follow up everything with me. Just if I changed my phone number, if I changed my address, if I get any license, and if I did something like this and didn't tell him, he called me back and he called me and he said, "Why didn't you tell me?" So I told him I forgot. And if I go from the state to another to fly, because sometimes we go to Nevada if the weather is permit in other states to fly. I have to tell him I will go to Nevada to fly. So he kept following up with me for 6 months, and after that he said, "You are clear, you are released. It's okay to do whatever you want. You are safe to stay in the States." So he was very nice. But by the way, I still have their business cards as a souvenir with me. Yeah.
I looked up the NTSB report as you were talking, and it just says 3 people. There's no mention of any of that, you know, and that wasn't NTSB, but you know, it's just people don't realize all the other stuff, the insurance, the bank, the money that comes along with it, not just the investigation part. Yes,
exactly. And you know, at this time they were treating us as Arab, and it was like more 10 days for the 9/11 anniversary. So they were that we are celebrating about the 9/11. You know, that's why they were very afraid and scared from us. Even the police officer who were accompanied me to the hospital, you know, he kept all the time his hand on his gun, you know, all the time until he recognized that I can't move. So he started to feel pitiable. Yeah.
So he thought she's going to pull his gun on you.
Yeah.
Sure. But you really had so much issues from the insurance. I mean, you're back, and then you had to deal with this, and then find another school. Wow, so many challenges. Sorry, Laura, you're going to say something?
Yeah. No, I was just going to say thank you. I mean, that was really just different side also to the story that I previously heard you tell. But yeah, I mean, to get back onto a plane after that, seeing the pictures made it more scary of actually what you went through. And then after that, you still have to go through all the investigations as an Arab. Because I know after 9/11, I mean, I went to the USA to do some flight training, and post 9/11, any flight training of a non-American person, you have to go apply through the TSA to be approved to do flight training in the US. But you just continued no matter what. Yeah, that's really great.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, not because of me only, because of me and my family. So yeah.
Yes, lots of support.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it was really amazing that your family really supported you, because a lot of girls, like you said, coming from Egypt or Africa and these sort of areas, Indians, the parents are always the ones who want to first stop you from becoming a female pilot or joining into those careers. So it's wonderful to see the support that you had from your family. And Fatin, you did a really good job. Thank you.
Yeah.
And Reha.
You know, Fatin always who received the first shock. She always the one, Even my brother, he had a corona 1 month ago. She is the one who the first one who knows this. So she always the first.
Maybe because she can deal with bad news better than the others.
No, she always crying like this.
Just for Dina, of course, it was shocking. It was horrifying. Car accident is a terrifying accident. What about airplane? And someone coming out of it? This is a miracle. This is not like something you can talk about easily. It's like you're talking about a wonder, something. It's not happening, It's not easy. And when she told me, I was shocked. I didn't know what to do. I'm always away. This is the problem, I most of my life I lived in Gulf region, and now I'm in Canada. So I'm always away. I'm always the last one who can do anything. But
the first one who knows everything.
The first one who knows everything.
Yeah.
But it was for me, it was a miracle that she's still alive. And when she came back, when she came back to Egypt, it was like a dream that we can see her again, we can hug her, she's between us again. This is something we have to be grateful all the time, and thank God for this all the time. And she suffered a lot, I have to say this. It's not easy in Egypt. So yeah, and she's still actually struggling and fighting, but she's a good fighter. She's very, very strong fighter. Who can survive all what she talked about. She's a gladiator.
Absolutely, I agree with you.
One of the investigators in the civil aviation, he's not an officer, or he was a pilot, and he said, like what Fatin said, he said, it's a miracle. I cannot believe that I'm talking with you now, and you are the person who was in this aircraft. He just, excuse me, can I say hi to, I touch you, because it's a miracle. I cannot believe that you are still alive. They got send someone to pick you up from this accident.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's a story. Like my kids were very, very little at this time when it happened, but I think it was last year when they first know about it. And my son, he's now 14, he's telling me, are you kidding me? And I said no, and I showed him the pictures of the accident and the videos of the CNN and everything, and he was like, he was speechless. He couldn't say anything, but he didn't believe, and he was blaming me for not telling him all this time about this. They love Dina so much. She's not like a regular aunt for them. She's the
They
best.
call me Dudu all the time.
Yeah, they are not allowed to say auntie or anything. It's Dudu. So yeah, I'm so proud of her. We are all so proud of her, and we all support her all the time, and she deserves that. As I said, she's a fighter. She's a gladiator. She can survive anything, and I'm sure of this. I'm totally sure of this.
She is, and I'm testament to that. I've seen her fighting, I've seen her pushing, and even now I know she's struggling, but she'll come out of it. She's always been a very, very strong fighter. So, and I'm glad that I have her as vice too, because she's been my backbone in everything that we've been doing. So thank you, Dina.
Thank you, Hannah. Thank you so much. Thank you all for joining us and for your time. Thank you, Faith. Right? Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah.
You haven't met Faith, but Faith is one of our members in the African 99s. Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us and for your time, and I hope to see you soon.
Me too. I was looking forward to hearing your story, and I thought I wouldn't miss it for the world. Although, yeah, a lot is going on in Nigeria today. They also just had a helicopter crash, and so the news is coming in and out. So I was sort of distracted with that a bit, but I'm happy to hear your story, and it's really inspiring that even after all of that, you're able to get back in the airplane and push on. And I know the struggles in Africa. I mean, even coming out of that and still becoming a pilot, I'm sure you had other struggles, like you said at the beginning, getting a job, joining the airlines. And yeah, I'm very happy to hear, I'm, having the supportive family. Thank you to your sister. It's really amazing having that, and
thank you so much.
Happy to hear your story. Thank you so much for sharing it.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us.
Faith, it wasn't anyone that we know or anyone in our group who crashed in the helicopter?
No, it's from what I heard now, it's a pilot, an engineer, and a fitter on board a helicopter, and it crashed into the city, in someone's compound. So the pilot is confirmed dead. I'm still waiting to hear about the other two. So.
Oh gosh, that's awful.
Yeah.
Dang.
This happened like 2 hours ago, something like that.
Wow. Yeah, because in the African section, quite a few of the girls are helicopter pilots. So you always is like your heart goes, oh, anyone you know.
No, I've just checked with Abby. It's not her. She's okay.
Okay.
No, thank you. There's Abby and Funmi and Lola. They're all flying out that way, and helicopter and fixed wing pilots. Yeah. So, thank you, everybody. Have a nice weekend. And thank you so much for coming on and listening to the talk. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
Take care. Bye.
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 Have a nice weekend. Bye.
Ciao.
Oh, bye-bye.
Thank you, Dina. Thank you, Fatin.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ivana.
Take care. Okay. Bye. Bye.